Okay, we're going live, people. Get to see me on the big screen over here. All right. Jose Valdez just popped in. Howdy, Jose. Give him a wave. So, I was just chatting with Mr. Jose. Hi there. Sheila's here. Hi, Mr. Jose. Hey, regarding the website, that stuff's for you guys to use. Just give credit where credit's due. So, hey, Barry Goldstein showing up. Wow, we're going to have another famous guy in here soon. My wife is here. Barry Goldstein, good to see you, buddy. We'll be in Colorado Springs this year if you're in the neighborhood. Not too far of a drive from Arizona. So, I understand Joe's going to show up. I was just speaking to him on the phone if he could figure out how to get in on the website or on the Facebook page. What's up, Mr. Barry? So good to see you, dude. Been watching your career fly. It's flying. Doing pretty good, dude. I love the heart-centered stuff. It's always a good place to start. Ah, Joe made it. Joe Crane is in the house. Hello. Mr. Barry Goldstein is also with us, which is rare. I think he showed up a couple times ago when I had a funky hat on. It scared him off a little bit. So, hey, Joe, what do you know? All right, we got a little bit of a curriculum here today. I even made notes. So, today's topic is, oh, geez, it's on here somewhere. Back to the basics, the pattern. So there is a pattern that we basically have been given over the years. They give the work to us in a succession. And Sheila's saying, well, we got all kinds of folks in right on early time. It's 2 minutes in, and we got 5 people in here. All right. Well, we'll have to open up a bottle of pickled eggs and have ourselves a soiree. It'll be fun. All right. I hear Carol in the background there. Yeah, totally. That's all right. Anyhow, we're going to wait a couple minutes, get a few more people in. It's been a pretty interesting last couple of weeks. I skipped last week because I went to Minnesota, and I didn't get to do too much anything there because we had been, our flight was postponed the day we were supposed to leave until the next morning at 6 a.m. Cindy's in the house. Hi, Cindy. Say hello to everybody. We have lots of nice folks in today. Cool. We got Barry Goldstein, Joe Crane, Sheila, Jose, Carol, and now Cindy. And, of course, me. So, anyhow, like I was saying, I went to Minnesota last week. Help a friend out. They were having a family member had passed away. Her father had passed away, and there was some probate that needed to be done. And she just needed someone to escort her. So, basically, that's it. And I have a little bit of stuff that I like to dabble in, and I kind of helped her out with some of the stuff, and we all worked together. Everything worked out great. She had great representation, and it was cold. I checked the temperature when we got there. It was like -4 degrees. And then when we went a little northern, about 3 hours north up to a place called Motley, and it was -18. So you can imagine what the wind chill was there too. It was tough to drive in. I was kind of nervous driving in it, but I did drive it, and it worked out. It was 18 below. We got a running joke with my buddy James because when I got back, I kept saying it was 18 below, which it was. I mean, it was so bloody bone-chilling cold. Ugh, luckily, I had clothes. All right, Joe Crane is now watching again. Let's wave at him. Doesn't have the thingy where I can have him join, but anyhow, once we get going, maybe we'll have him join in. I don't know how to do that. There might be a little button here that says something. So anyhow, what I wanted to talk about today was the pattern that we've set, starting with the very beginning. The very beginning of this was, of course, Joe received, getting visits from this angel, and he decided whether he was going to do something about it or not. Took him a little while to do that. Not sure how long. I think he said it was a couple of months, and his wife at the time had got him out of bed to go start doing what the angel asked him to do. So anyhow, the first thing they gave us was the gathering. So, from that, it's a pretty tall order, and it's kind of not something that we normally do here on planet Earth. And so it was kind of confounding to a lot of the folks that had gotten this information. And during this time, when he had received what we call the book, Blessings, Gifts, and Deeds, Building Your Celestial Mansion in Paradise, he wrote that manuscript. And during that time, he was looking for these people to have this gathering. And he did it. And it took him about a year to get that done. But within that book, there was some things that were key for us to be able to follow in order to do this thing the way they're giving us ingredients to making a cake. And the first ingredient was the book of bricks. Okay. The second ingredient was the knowledge of the 7 churches. Okay. So the 7 churches is huge. It's the revelation, actually. If you look at the revelation, it's based upon the 7 churches and how we interact with these things. And it's a really good read. If you don't have a copy of the Revelation, it is in the book On the Wings of Heaven in the back. I believe you can get that book online for free too. Just do a search. Also, if you just want to read it, as the original manuscript, I have it, and you can send it to me. Okay, next to the green comment. Okay, I could do that. Sheila is telling me how to add someone. Not exactly sure if Joe wants to get added on, but we're not there yet. Soon, maybe. All right, so he got this book, and he went out looking for these masters, and they found all the masters and did this gathering. And after that, we started to get more and more information as to what to do. They alluded to us coming together in a group situation when Michael was talking about in the Revelation about the 144,000. There will come a time where we have enough people to do such things. This would be the time where we're creating that space. So far we've got over 4,000 people gathered, and we can do a lot more. I believe we have been given lots of chances and lots of tools to do this. And here, I've got a list. Back when we were receiving these things called the 7 keys, Michael kind of ran a list of things he had given us up until that point. And I just sort of embellished a little bit more on the list, and the items grew. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I found 16 items so far, not to add to the list. He gave us like 5, so I added like 11. But over the years, he keeps giving us more and more stuff. We have different processes to do with tuning forks. But let me get back to the order in which it was given. First, we got the Book of Bricks, and we got the 7 churches. Okay, from the 7 churches, we got the keys. During the time we were receiving the keys, we received the principles of a master. Okay, so you were given the gatherings to open the well of souls that you may bathe in divine love, giving and receiving forgiveness of yourselves and others. This is the purpose of the gathering itself, okay? A lot of times we want to know the answers to our questions, and why do we need to gather? What is it that we're doing at a gathering? Why do we need to gather? Well, for one, you were called. What are we doing at this? Well, he gave us the answer right here. That you may bathe in divine love and giving and receiving forgiveness of yourself and others. Back to the inside job thing, okay? You were given principles of a master and the keys to unlock them. Okay, so he said at hand, but we had unlocked them. During the 2002 Metatron event, we received the seventh key. You are the key. I am the key. Um, you have been given the angels of the churches who are to protect and guide you. Okay? Protect you from yourselves and guide you to the next stage, obviously. They want to bond with us. They give us things so that we can get together. They can't really do it for us, and they give us info to protect us. That was one thing they can do. That was a conversation we had a couple weeks back. You were given the angels of the churches. You were given the gate of grace and the sacred oils and sound that you may heal your kind. Okay? Everybody wants to be healed, and we have these tools that raise our vibrations really, really super chilly high. And like Michael said in a previous visit, the tools that we give you are to bring you to a place that you couldn't reach without them. Something to that effect. Anyhow, it's very similar to that. You were given angelic armor to rid yourself of obstacles. You were given the ways of acutuning. You were given the sacred herbs that you may use, purifying the body of your kind. You were given the Holy of Holies, the way to the Holy of Holies. We were also given the seals of the Shekinah. Some time back, we were given the seals of the Shekinah, which is some really powerful stuff that you can call upon and utilize. I've got my seals right here. I keep them on a sheet right here. These are all the different seals that you can call upon and use. Perfect order, healing, prosperity, miracles, love, compassion, peace and grace, gratitude, joy, bliss, birth, unity. These are things you can add to your tool belt. Really speed things up super quick. When I got the seals, it was a different world after that. It's just a whole different set of glasses. Okay. So after we received these seals, right, we started getting to events and needing to take on and embodying things for us to send out into the world. So we were given the blessing of joy, where we would send joy to other people by placing our hand on their heart and blessing them with joy. And then the next year, we were given, a few years later, we were given the blessings of wisdom, compassionate wisdom. Hi, Regina. Glad you can make it. We were given the, blessings of wisdom, divine wisdom, or compassionate wisdom, and we were to carry that out into the world, and that was quite successful. We even got an oil that went to it. Where do we get the seals? I'll go over that sometime soon. The seals were taught by Robbie, but Robbie taught 4 people how to do it. Excuse me, I got the seals from Kathy Hacking. I think Marcy Reel can do it. Peggy Lynn Frost and one other. Slipping my mind at the moment. Stephanie Larson. Okay, so there's the 4. Anyhow, that was to be given for us to hold and embody the Shekinah until it was ready for the vessel and all that other stuff. There's a lot to that particular stuff too. And then you can utilize these vibrations in different ways of healing. Sending these, you're a steward of these vibrations. So we're on the blessings of wisdom, the compassionate wisdom we were given. And then a short while later, we were giving the blessings of wholeness, where Joe was taken into the Metatron tent, made whole, and we had gone through several things to teach us how to do this wholeness blessing and pass it to others too. So after that, as far as I can see, we were given a way to heal and seal the 7 wounds, which came out of the wholeness blessing facilitators workshop. We found it to be so important, and it moved us so much. It moved a lot of objects. It was just like picking up everything and going, go on, real easy. I mean, I was dealing with some things that handled right then and there. So the 7 wounds are something that there's probably 8 or 10 of us that can heal and seal the 7 wounds, maybe more. Generally, a wholeness blessing facilitator, if they took the extra course that's now being taught with that. Anyhow, it helps a lot. All right. At the events, we were given the ways of the Shekinah blessing. He Shekinah, Shalom, Shalom, giving the Shekinah, the divine feminine blessing to everyone around you. And then as we moved on a little bit further, the vibrations raised in such a way that if you were at the last few events, you're giving, just your very presence gives off the Metatron blessing. There's no hand motion or anything that goes with that. What we told was our very presence basically blesses the room, blesses everybody you come into contact with. And now, one of the most important things that we have been given, that I hope you guys are going into on a regular basis, because it is so very important to get in there and observe and absorb, is the Da'oth. And very soon, Joe reminded me, those of you who pay and register for this year event get a bottle of the Da'oth oil to assist you in getting into the Da'oth. So, thanks, Joe. Anyhow, as you can tell, we've got a lot of stuff. Now, if we just really break it down and we just look at the simplest aspects of it, what can you do as a master? Okay? A lot. You can do so much. It's quite exciting. And what I'd like to do is sort of look at it as, you know, if you choose to go the way of gatherings, which is pretty much the way it can be going, if, you know, in order for us to move this thing forward, we have to have more gatherings, okay? So in order to have more gatherings, we just need you guys to have maybe a little bit more information as to how to hold a gathering, because a lot of you folks were gathered at the event, and you can have a gathering at home. It's a 3-day occurrence. It's sometimes easy to put together and sometimes not. Kathy Benson just had one not too long ago. As a matter of fact, she's coming to California, Southern California, unfortunately. I'd love to see her. I met her at the event this year. Great gal. So you can put your gathering together, and there's a lot of support for that to happen. You have a lot of website support. Like I was speaking to, hey, Jack McConnell finally showed up. You've been tardy 3 times already, Jack. All right, buddy. Coming to the events is quite important. So I got on a little bit of a tangent there, and now I got knocked off because Jack came in the room. So anyhow, like I was saying, we can do these gatherings if you choose to do them. And it's the whole idea of this work. The root of the Gathered Masters work is the gatherings, okay? The servant brings the masters to the well, and they drink, and then they bring more to the well, and they drink. You see, it goes outwards, and the more that we have, the more creative energy that we have available for us, okay? So like with this Da'oth thing that they just gave us, it's giving us more creative energy by observing and absorbing that creative energy in the Da'oth. Okay, so Joe's asking, how do I see who is on? I don't know. There is a chat list on the page, possibly, that you can be viewing. I see a number 8. I don't see exactly who is in the room. I see it when you guys come in. Right now, I see 8 people in the room, which is a pretty good number for these chats. I started off with 2 or 3. Excuse me. Still dealing with that cough from a cold I had 2 months ago. All right, so Jack saying love you too. Anyhow, so there's so much to just get a hold of with this work. You know, there's so much in this work. The best way to deal with it is to start at the beginning. And don't worry if somebody's talking about things that you haven't dealt with yet. Don't worry, you'll catch up. Start at the beginning and move your way towards where we're at now. And you'll find that you can get there in a rather steady pace, or a rather fast pace, because so many people have come and done so much work. Every time you guys take and embody and do this stuff, it does something for the all. It's not just one person. Everybody has a contribution that you're placing into this work. So when you're doing even just chakra tunings with your friends or blessings when they come over, you're continuing this stuff, you're moving it forward, you're doing something, and it causes the earth to become more aware of the work. Okay, so which kind of turns on the light, the 100th monkey thing that we're trying to create with 144,000 people. So I'm sure we can do this thing. My trusty coffee. It's a good question, Cindy. Cindy is asking, is the Da'ath and the Well of Souls the same thing? No. The Well of Souls is the center. Okay, there's the Gate of Grace, and then when you do the Gate of Grace with human beings, you do a Well of Souls. Okay, so when you take the center, you only take that center place one time. Okay, so this is why we call it the Well of Souls. At least that's what was explained to me. When you do the Gate of Grace with people, you have created a Well of Souls. Peggy Lynn Frost, she's in. I believe she can give the seals as well, or teach the seals as well. Okay, so the Well of Souls is not the Da'ath. The Da'ath is of the spheres of the Tree of Life. In the Tree of Life, if you look at the Tree of Life, there, it's the sphere. It's the sphere of creation, as I was corrected about five talks ago. Anyhow, welcome, Peggy. Glad to see you here. We have a lot of really cool folks on. So, good question, Cindy. A lot of these things seem similar, but one needs to just look at what it is, because if they're given separately, they are separate things. The gathering is one thing unto itself. It's one thing, and it's quite important. So when you choose to do a gathering, you'll see that a little chaos comes into your life and moves the things out of your life that are not serving to you, so that you can be about God's work. And that's why, a lot of times people are, they gain more concern about what's going on around them because of the chaos that goes on. And it's easy to get scared away too, because we have, it's big. It's big stuff. But again, there's a lot of support around you. So if you just simply reach out, if I'm not in your area, I'll get you to somebody, or I know somebody, or they know somebody. Somebody knows somebody somewhere that can help you, and we're there to do that. So it's available. So concentrate on doing your gatherings. Go into your Da'ath as often as you can. Yes, you need a tuning fork to get into the Da'ath. Can you take your friends in with you? No, you got to have a gatekeeper let you in. Once the gatekeeper lets you in, then you can let yourself in. And if you don't have a gatekeeper around you, call one. There's 11 of them. Don't know if we have that information on the website yet, but I think we can get that up and out there. I can create a list too. So, anybody got any questions? Jack usually has some good ones. Cindy already asked one. And of course, there is a time difference, so I'm going to have to be patient and wait for the question as they come in. Do want to remind you that if you have not registered for this year's Children of Light, a grand gathering in Colorado Springs, Colorado, June 26th through the 29th, please do so as soon as possible. There are probably a couple of the discounted rates left. Didn't ask Joe about them today when I spoke to him. I think there are a couple left. I'm sure he can make sure you get what you need and get you involved. And you can reserve, that way you reserve your bottle of Da'ath oil as soon as you get registered. So do that. You can register at beatpeace.net. You can also register on angelicgate.com. If you go to events, registration button is right there. It takes you right to Joe's registration. So there you go. The Grand Gathering site's still down. Haven't gotten around to getting that back up and running. Had to leave town. Had a bunch of other things going. So we did get a couple of donations. Not quite to the mark where we need to be. But I'll just do the rest of it. Or if you still need help, if you want to, anybody want to send money for the website and for some of the videos, you can go to angelicate.com. There's a donate button there. Also, Joe has informed me that the Wing and a Prayer button has been taken down by his company. Apparently, they're not allowed to do donations, so he's going to figure out how to do something else. Probably a product of some sort that is the same thing. Anyhow. Do I want to bring in? Yeah, I love you, man. Let's see if I can do that. How do I do this? Bring someone in. Let me see here. It's not letting me. Do you have your camera on? Let's see here. How do I do that? Okay, bring in here. Let's see here. I'm trying. There's a button to push here.
Yes, the green one that has a person and a picture next to him. This illustration.
Scrolling through, looking. I don't know if I sent you a message to watch. Okay, bring him on camera. Where's the Joe Crane one? Hang on, I'm scrolling around trying to find Joe Crane. I made it, and it says, he says you're watching, but I can't, for some reason, bring him on camera. I don't see the picture thingy. Send Joe the request on the green button. I don't see a green button. Okay, that one?
Yeah, because when you push it.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
And I don't see his camera on here, so it doesn't say add. I can't add Joe on this for some reason. I found the green button. Press the button next to the comments. I did. And there's also an add button that's supposed to be next to Joe. So, I don't know. Joe maybe come in and go out again. I don't know. Come out, go out and come back in. You got to have your camera turned on too. So that'll tell me that you can join it. All right. So Cindy was asking if she realizes some of the teachings, like the SEALs, are paid classes. Would some of these classes be available to be taught at the gathering? At a gathering, a home gathering, you have 3 days to take care of the home gathering that takes 3 days. So I would say no. I wouldn't add anything to the gathering. Now, at the event, Joe has been known to teach classes after the event, but I don't know, during that time we only have 4 days, so it's really difficult to add more things in. Some of the things have been taught still, some of the things are not being taught any longer. So it's kind of up in the air. All right, so let's see if I can add Joe again here. And I don't see the add button for Mr. Joe. I can add Christy and Sheila and Jose and Cindy, but I can't add Joe. No, the grand gathering. Sure, we could do, but like I said, we have no deer the grand gathering. It's like I said, we only have 4 days to accomplish the mission that we're there to do, and we only get those 4 days during the year to have those people there. So having classes and things of that nature, I know in the past they've tried to do the, let's teach this, let's teach that. It's just too confusing, and we're there to be at cause and on purpose. It's not what Michael said about the event was, this is not a place where the masters come to get. This is a place where the masters come to be. So during the year, you have 360 days around the year. You can set it up for me or one of the other teachers to come out and teach in your area, or find a place that they're teaching and go to that. Or, there's a lot going on during the year, and this is a good thing that's coming up now so that we can start engaging each other again. Joe used to be traveling all over the countryside teaching all the time, and he hasn't been doing that lately. It's time to start getting out there and doing our thing again. Let's see here. Trying to see if I can add Joe. I'm not able to add Joe for some reason. Crystal Schwen. Hello, Crystal. So, anyhow, again, back to what we can do. It's really basic stuff. You see, it sounds like I'm talking about the same thing over and over again, and I am, because that's how simple this is. It's that simple. We don't, there's not a whole lot of boom to this. We're looking for the eagle soaring in the sky, and it's the butterfly that just landed next to you. We're thinking we need to see this big storm raging and stuff. Like, no, it's the gentle breeze that just passed by you and comforted you during your day. God's love is gentle and easy and flowing, and we as masters need to slow down in order to catch up with that. I mean, I'm doing it on a daily basis. I have to work on Dave. You have to work on you. Even Joe works on Joe. Everybody is growing. This work, if you apply it to your life, you will grow leaps and bounds in your everyday life. As Michael said, the work is to make you abundant in all aspects of your life. It's not about finances. It's about being abundant, living fully being alive, being in the moment, being authentic with the people that you're with, enjoying and cherishing each other's relationships, nurturing them and bringing them to a wonderful place, through communication and mutual respect and integrity. These are the things that we can do. And the gathering teaches this stuff. The Book of Bricks. If you get lost, if you don't know what to do, you're stuck, pick up the Book of Bricks. It'll guide you back home. Everybody views the Book of Bricks differently, and it's okay. We also have Principles of a Master to help lead us back on our path. And it's okay if you're on the path, off the path, near the path, over the path, under the path. Doesn't matter where you are on the path. Whatever you have done in life to get you where you are now is perfect, and you can do something about it. You can be at cause through willful spiritual intent. And I highly encourage and suggest that you come join us in June. Again, it's June 26th through the 29th. It will be at the Hotel Elegante in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I like that it's Colorado Springs. Springs, okay? There's going to be hot springs around. So it's not just a destination to go work for 4 days and then leave. You can hang out for a day or two. Set it up to where right now you can set up to have time to go to some of the hot springs. The Garden of the Gods is right down the street. Super chilly close. I'm going again. Some favorite spots there. Plus, we get to be with each other and get to see each other and feel the energy of the masters come together and growing, because every one of us are growing. Each one of us are using this work in whatever way it is that we're doing. You don't have to do it a specific way. You can just follow the instructions the way they were given. It's really quite simple and quite easy. Oh, and be nice to each other about it too. Don't hold each other's feet to the flame, If somebody's doing something, we're working together and there's a mistake made, but don't get upset with each other over it. That's how resentments are caused and how separation happens. And, that's basically what got us into the situation in the first place. So be extra special and kind to yourselves so that when you're dealing with people in this work who are wounded and have come to this doing a tremendous amount of work on themselves, we do need to offer up kid gloves. Yeah, we snip at each other and maybe we say things that we don't necessarily mean in the moment, but also allow ourselves to reel it back and come in and say, hey, okay, Book of Bricks, bless your heart, bless my heart, bless their heart. Okay, we're back on track. It's pretty simple. Bless my heart, bless their heart, bless your heart, bless their heart. There we go. That's the solution to all of the problems we have on the planet. Each one of these little things can fit whatever situation you're having. It doesn't matter what it is. So there you go. Let's see one more time and see if we can get Joe to join. I don't see his little button there. Next time you come on, Joe, if I see your little push the button thingy to add you on, we'll we'll be able to do a dual thing here. I wish I knew how to do it. If I can get you to go out and come in, it might pop up again, but I don't know. It hasn't shown me that yet. But I keep seeing this. What is this? Lightning bolt thing. No. Yeah, the person and the person. I'm trying to add that, and all that's coming up is there's no add Joe button. There's a few other people. How's the mom's asking about the thing?
Oh, I already checked on that. Found it.
Okay. So, could you answer her for me, please?
Yeah.
So there we go. Here we are at 6:35. Cool. We got a little bit more time to chat. Maybe we can try when you are done. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. When I'm done, I'm not done. I'm never done. I can talk about this stuff forever. No, I'm kidding. He may mean something other than how I'm taking it. Joe says maybe we can try when you are done. Yes, we can do that too. Joe, just come out of the room and then go back into the room, and then let's see if in that little pop-up thing, I get a green signal that you're there, and sometimes it pops up add to video. So there we go. So if not, we'll figure it out next time. I see somebody's left the room. We'll see them come back in. It was a couple people. Carol left. She's going to go cook our dinner because, you know, it's that time of night. Anyhow, coming up, we haven't heard anything from Michael. I am eagerly awaiting. Joe's getting together the things that needs to be done for the oils. I'm pretty sure we'll get a little visit from that because he's still got to tell him what to do with it. Anyhow, June's coming up on us real quick and in a hurry. And I got to tell you, it'll be on you quicker than quick. It happens every year. It seems like the second we walk out the door, it's time to come back, which is cool. That works out good. I keep getting texts. Okay. Someone just came in and I can't tell who it was. It's not giving me, let's see if it gives me a Joe option. I don't see Joe in there. The only person I can ask out on a date is, oh wait, I got two. Jose Valdez and Sheila. I can add them, but wanted to get Joe involved. Anyhow, and I'm sure he would fill us in on a couple of things that's going on with him in his world, which is pretty interesting sometimes. Today he was doing bills when I called. I had a question for him about the flow of the weekend. So we're going to be doing something a little different this year, apparently. We'll be doing the gatherings at a different time than we normally do. That's not etched in stone, poured in concrete, so don't quote me on that. Hopefully we'll have what I would like to see as a agenda as to what we're doing. Just a piece of paper saying what we're doing, when to be there, that kind of stuff. Help us keep on time, keep things rolling the way they normally do. We've been to enough of these to know what we're doing at the event. And we have, a lot of the same people helping with the same jobs every year, and it seems to go pretty smooth. And we get new people every year, and that's what I'm looking forward to this year is the new people. Hopefully, I'll be bringing them to maybe 4 to 6 people. I'd like to be bringing with me, 2 for sure. They've already committed, put it on their manifestation board and their Funkin' Wagnall and pipe, and we're smoking it. So we've already done ceremony to that, and I believe that they have got their hearts into this, and they're fun, both of them, really, really super fun. So, like I was saying earlier, I kind of jaunted down extra stuff as to what they've given us over the years, and it turns out it's quite a lot. I mean, really, we also, during those times, in between events, we would do processes too. Atonements, atonings, getting tuned up higher. And I don't know that they're necessary, but you could still do them if you have the tools. And if you don't have the tools, I recommend you get them. I'd start with the chakra set. The first set that you need is the chakra set. Then build from there. Because with the chakra set, you can do all of the basic stuff that we do. And then you add from there. So sometimes people will call and, they want to start with the angelic set, which is, it's got all the names of the angels on it. But that doesn't tune your chakras. That's just for acutuning. So, you're still needing those. And anything that we want to start with our chakras. And, that's something that I would like to see back at the event is centering and grounding. Whenever we come together, we all sit down, center, and ground. And possibly even just, play the tones of the frequencies that we need. Tune the group up. Might as well. We have very, very important work to do this year. It's really important that you show up this year, given that they gave us this incredible gift of the Da-Off. I don't think that was given just because it's cool. I think it is one of the most powerful tools that they have given us so far. And, unfortunately, yes, you do need a tuning fork to get in. And yes, you need a gatekeeper to let you in the first time. But we have 11 gatekeepers out there, and Joe's got a whole pile of tuning forks there. I know you can get them. They're $75 a piece now. They just went up in price. They're going to just keep going up in price, which is another reason to go ahead and get your tuning forks now, because everything just goes up. Anyhow, back when I first bought my first set, they were probably $40 less than they are now. So they haven't really gone up tremendously in the last 20 years. So, cool. Still making water stars, still making all of the laminar crystal stuff. If you need any of that stuff, go to angelicgate.com and you can pick up your stuff there. I got a whole mess of it right over here. If I don't have it in stock, I will contact you immediately and we'll make sure that you know when I'm going to get it to you. I'm going to be doing a bunch more firing here. We have this thing I'm going to called Pantheacon, which is like a Celtic, Wiccan, pagan festival. It's huge. It's in San Jose. A friend of mine, the friends that I'm hoping to bring with us to the event this year are taking us to this, and it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I got my first kilt, wore it this weekend to a party. Big hit. Don't tell Carol. All the ladies loved it. It was great. Anyhow, so actually she noticed and was going, "Hey, doesn't my husband look awesome in that?" So it was cool. Didn't get any pictures. Busy night, had so much fun. Just a lot of people. Tariff, thank you. Yeah. Joe says about the tuning forks. Tariff, thank you. Trump. Anyhow, I don't like saying that name. I say 45 or Orange One or just I don't want to. It's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. You just don't want to do it. So anyhow. Getting low on the coffee and getting close to our time. I don't know, we're about 43 minutes. We're doing good. So, hey Joe, since you're able to see what I'm saying, how many of those $200 tickets do we have left? And that's pretty much what I want to know. I'll announce it. We do have a few of them left, I understand. Joe, Cindy Parfit's asking if I'm going to wear the kilt at the gathering. You mean at the Children Alike conference or the Grand Gathering? Yeah, more than likely. I'll probably have another one. I really like them. I'm going to probably get a few more. I'd like a black one, and I think I want a gray and tan. So, I need kahaki. Joe says 5. 4 or 5. I'm going to go with 5 because I like 5 better than 4. So, 5 people. Next 5 people that sign up get it at the $200 mark. And you're getting the bottle Earl. Comes with it. So, you need to get this stuff and you need to get this moving quick. Invite your friends, invite your family. If you're planning on coming and you haven't been gathered, tell the masters on Facebook you want to get gathered before the event. If you're a master that can do a gathering, do some gatherings. There's people out there. All you got to do. I mean, we had this thing viral at one point in time, and what they did was talk it up. Be authentic with it. Talk about what it actually is. And it's a 3-day adventure into yourselves and discovering how gifts work with each other and how we can really create a world that works for everyone, because we have a fine-tuned machine once we live these things. And the event, it's kind of like a Grateful Dead concert. It's an experience. You can't tell somebody, this is how I felt, this is what I did, this is what happened, this is what I saw. It's overwhelming to the imagination, but once you're there, it is completely comfortable, and you feel like you landed at home. Sometimes there have been folks that have had a different experience, but that's okay. They didn't do the work to get there. They will most likely... Joe is reminding us they will be most likely taken up after a week, because we're coming up on tax stuff, and the government started giving money out again. And so hurry up and register, or they'll be gone. There's 5 left, man. I'm gonna count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this isn't the electric company. Or is that? No, that's the count on Sesame Street. Let's be judgmental. No, I'm kidding. Oscar, you're such a grunge. I'm looking forward to this particular event because what Michael was alluding to in the last couple of visits is the power that we can yield. And he wasn't looking necessarily for the numbers. The numbers are going to be quite a powerful thing. And I'm hoping we can get well over 300 people there. And being in Colorado, we should be able to get more than 300 people there, with all of the neighboring places and the time of the year that it is. It's quite possibly one of the most comfortable places in the region to be as far as weather goes. It's not going to be overwhelmingly hot there, like Texas is. Even now, when it's snowing in Wisconsin, Texas is boiling. So anyhow, it'll be very comfortable. The Hotel Elegante looks to be gorgeous. Love the place. Took a lot of time to look at the grounds and the place around it, and on Google and on their website, and it's gorgeous. I like it, and it's close to a lot of really cool, fun places to go and things to do. And Colorado is a legal state, so us potheads don't have to look over our shoulder like we did in Texas. Not a legal state. Got a lot of potheads at these things. So, I mean, open-minded people smoke pot, and it's not bad. It's a good thing for you. As a matter of fact, it's one of the 7 sacred herbs. And talking about 7 sacred herbs, I've been rereading this book. I'm getting much more familiar with it. We're going to be doing something very soon with it. Joe, need your help on this one. Don't want to be stomping on any toes. So, but I do want to get this info out to the masters. Getting all kinds of pop-ups on my thing here. I'm on my phone to talk to you guys, but I can also see the computer. But on my phone, I'm getting messages from my store and other things. Mom's fixing dinner and stuff like that. Hopefully you're not hearing the blings and bings and stuff like that. Okay. It's like a... Oh boy, Cindy is reporting that her husband Jim said it was 40 below this morning in Dupree. Good for you guys. I got the hell out of that place. 18 below, kids. No. How about no? Ice fishing? Yeah, no. Don't care. I don't care if you have an RV on the lake. The lake is 22 inches thick of ice. There's a reason why it's that thick. I don't understand. People up there are so bloody nice. I don't understand how they can live there. Well, they obviously acclimate because there's people in Canada above there, in Alaska. And I'm from sunny California, and it's like 60s, and I'm still wearing a jacket. So it's not 60s. It's probably in the 40s now because the sun went down. But 40 below, no, you don't go outside. Everything freezes. You can't even breathe in deeply. Your lungs will freeze. Spit explodes. Joe was giving me some really, telling me some stories about his experience with 50 below and what he knows happens at 50 below. But things do happen. Stuff blows up. It's bad. So, any other questions? Let me scroll here and see if we had any questions. Okay, Joe was talking about that. Just glad you guys got to come in, and we all got to kind of get together a little bit. Now, these things are saved on the Gathered Masters page, and I also posted on the Grand Gatherings page. And when the website's back up, I'll be posting it there. And yeah, Cindy says it hurts. Actually, not for long because you go numb. No. I don't want to do that again. Anyhow, I whined, bitched, and moaned the whole time. Yes, I did. It was like I was sick. It was cold. I didn't like it. I had to go outside to smoke. I cut down on smoking. It was probably a good thing there. But I still managed to do it. I got smart. I went into the car. Anyhow, we disabled the thing in the mental. Anyhow. All right, so we're coming up on almost an hour. We're doing pretty good on time, as usual. Next week, we're going to go ahead and have a chat. I'm going to get to... I am around now, so if you guys want to give me a bug in my ear about what you want to talk about, if there's some things that are happening that you want to know, or that has happened that you want to know about. Jose apparently is writing something up about the Gathered Masters experience at the events. I'm hoping I'm thinking he's been to quite a few, so he'll know what he's talking about when he's writing this thing up. So he's been coming every year since he discovered the work. And it's okay if you come every year, and it's okay if you come every other year. It's okay if you know, I've been to every one of them. I like them. You know, I don't think I can not go. Just get your friends and family involved. You know, tell them about what's going on in your life. Show them what's happening in your life. Be the gift that you are, so that you can, you know, pass this on to others. You know, be about bringing this out into the world so that we can have a better time on this planet. You know, creating a world that works for everyone is really difficult. So if you come into this thinking that it's going to be all fun and happy rainbow stuff, it is. There's a lot of fun, happy rainbow stuff, but there's also things that you get to look at. And one of the main things that I keep seeing Michael talk about in the early visits up until now is there is no room for the ego in this. So when we're working, we're taming our ego. So if you're resisting the work, stop resisting yourself. Resist nothing. Resist nothing. Just become open to receive and allow the angels to guide you and help you. You know, they that's what they're there for. They're here to guide you and bring you to a place in life that works for everybody. They really want to bond with us, big time. And I think we can do this. We have enough people to really cause something to happen. Even if everybody that's watching this video just went and did a gathering, there's 7. That's 7 times 7. That's 50 more people. Wow, that's a lot. 49, not quite 50, but that's a lot. All right, so next week I'll have an event thing put up probably by Sunday. Let you know what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to go in. I found some stuff I want to go back over in the visits. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. And talk to Joe and see if there's anything that he would like to bring to the table. He always has something quite relevant, and I like the way he assesses how we're looking at things. Anyhow, again, if you guys have anything that you'd like to bring to the table, let me know. If anybody has a need or a reason to join me on the video, we can do that. If providing you got the little button thingy, we can do that too. It's not all about me. It's rather fun doing these, and I like to get the responses from folks. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It is 54 minutes into it. We're doing a 55-minute trip, I guess. So, plus I'm getting hungry, and it's dinner time. And I'm almost out of coffee. So, danger, danger, Will Robinson. Danger. All right, so next week, same gathering time, same gathering channel. It will be February 7th at 6 p.m., and we'll be joining at that time. Of course, don't forget to send me topics that you would like to cover. And as always, or just pay me a visit. That one's a good one too. As always, my blessings, my gifts, and my deeds are of you. Bless your hearts.